Hope you enjoyed everyone. Thanks for watching this Sellavin gave my latest review on Dragon Ball Super Episode 51, Feelings That Transcend Time. This episode, it's a follow up to what happened last time. Black follow Trunks to the future, and and, Black fought Goku. It was a head on fight, even though they were both holding back. I think but but because of Black's presence, it upset the balance of time, and he was sent back to the future by force, but not before destroying the time machine. And which kind of bummed out. Without time machine, there's no way to travel back to the future. However, things are not worse for wear because there's another time machine that they can use. If you guys remember this, being Dragon Ball Z, but you should know that there was another time machine, the one that Cell used, travel from the future to the past, as so he can absorb the androids and obtain his perfect form. And, just a short assumption. And I gotta admit, one of my favorite arcs in Dragon Ball Z is the Android Saga. Especially knowing how OP Cell was, and even Goku couldn't beat him, and his son Gohan stepped up to beat up the task, which was a pretty good. If you guys are a fan of Dragon Ball Z or folklore, you should know that the series was gonna end, and with Gohan surpassing his father. However, Akira Takamura changed his opinion and chose to continue the series onward. I gotta admit, it would have been interesting to see how the show would have ended with just Gohan, being surpassing his father. But I gotta admit, I'm glad how it worked out, with the whole Majin Buu thing. I mean, overall, well, the episode, everything. Now you get to know that there's another time machine. Apparently, he Bulma got it, but when Future Trunks was gonna travel back in time and go home, I mean, travel through time to go home, and she asked for it so she can analyze it and keep it as a reminder of her future son. And because all the good he did, how much time he spent with him, because she wants to understand how time travel works. Roma, she's curious. She's a scientist at heart. It's pretty interesting how you see, even though she had it, she couldn't figure out how the machine worked. I mean, think about it. It is a complex machine. Even though her future self built it, her future self doesn't know what her future self doesn't, her younger self doesn't know what her future self knows. I mean, time travel, right? I mean, even though she built it, she can't automatically know it. I mean, it's pretty intense, the way you see it. And and I also like how when they gave us flashback to how they found the time machine, they mixed old footage with new footage. As they gave us some of the old footage from the original series. They've been doing that. They've been doing that sometimes in the past in other episodes. That's one of the things I like. If you're like nostalgic about me, like nostalgic about Dragon Ball Z, you should really get a kick out of it when they use old footage and mix it with the new series. It's pretty good. And they even did it in black and white. I guess they did that because this is because of the whole Black Goku arc thing. They did that as an homage to the whole Black Goku, being how dark it is, because they're dealing with an evil Goku, which is something a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans wish could happen but never got to see before. It's pretty intense, and I did like it. I think it's very clever. However, they're trying to work out what they're gonna do next, because they're gonna time travel eventually. They will time travel, but with the machine all crusty and rusty, it's gonna take a while. They decide to buy time, like go training, and Goku pleading with East, East and Beerus to train him. But they just do nothing, because they don't want to get involved in this crap any further. I mean, they already said time travel is against the laws, principal laws prohibited by even the gods to meddle with, So they don't want to get like too involved in this stuff. So no, but they know that Black isn't an ordinary person, and I'll get and because Beerus and Whis know that he has the ring of time, which belongs to the Kaioshin or the Hashin, or the Kais, And there's something Beerus says later in the end of the episode. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get to that a little later. But they come up with a plan. And I mean, Vegeta's gonna go train in the gravity room, and while Goku he's gonna train with King Kai. But King Kai doesn't like that. I'll explain it again too. They're trying to do what they can and progress. Because now that because now they have hope. All they need is time, because that's what it's all about, time. Because dealing with Black, seeing Black in the future, how he continues to focus himself, even though he's defeated, even though he thinks that all his enemies are gone, he knows that this is the beginning. It's like, even though he looks like Goku, tries to act like Goku, he is not really Goku because there's more to him. Like for example, when he's enveloped by his black aura, his body changed. Like he shifts between his black clothing and Goku's regular clothing. Like the real Goku's like underneath. How how in the opening, Dragon Ball Super, both the first and first the old and the new opening, Goku shifts between his regular form and the Super Saiyan God power. First there was the red Super Saiyan God, the first one. Then there's the new Super Saiyan God with the Super Saiyan Blue. Seeing how complicated that is, and it's kind of a homage to that. It's like he still remembers that fight so clearly. It's like he's trying to become Goku, see if he can surpass him, but he's not Goku. Anyway, we also get some more intro into the future. Like for example, uh, when when Black first emerged and attacked everybody, a lot of people were killed. But some people were batting resistance against him, trying to make sure they could take him down. Which is pretty good. And one of the things you gotta know, one of the leaders of these resistance, one of the people who fought, uh, you know, who fought, fought Black square on, the leader of the human forces was Mai. Mai was pretty much a badass in the future. I mean, we know that she grows up onto, this warrior, this soldier-like person, especially in fighting against, Black. But I never knew that she was a resistance leader. She rallied almost all the humans together. The fought against Black. But even though it was pretty futile, like for example, Black, he would survive out of a falling building and explosions and even bullet fire. Because you gotta admit how badass Black is, especially when he watched that scene when he walks through fire. Spoiler alert: when he walks through fire, and then the fire doesn't phase him at all. He got that's strong. Even though Trunks went square on against him, he's still nothing. And seeing that speech that Black gave him, that speech, about humans being a mistake that the gods made, that the mistake that he's willing to get, that he's willing to prove them wrong by destroying all of humanity on behalf of the gods. Like he thinks of himself as a superior being, which is gonna be more interesting when we find out later. You guys want to know more about Black? Watch my last video about episode 50 about what my theory on Black is. You know. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. And one of the things I also gotta note is that Mai, after hearing the story how she was a bro leader, how Trunks and her worked together, and even when Trunks was being beaten down and injured, Mai would take care of him, and Mai would call him Hope because he was their strongest warrior. That means he is their hope. Seeing how she fell in love, how her expression, she kind of fell in love. It looked like young Mai fell in love with the idea of Trunks, seeing how badass he would become in the future. He fell in love with future Trunks, especially and Bulma calls her on it, saying, "And you're acting like a grown woman," and she is a grown woman. She's just a grown woman trapped in a child body because of the Dragon Balls. Hell, she's not just a grown woman; she's older than Bulma. I mean, Bulma is like in her late 30s, 40s by now. She's at least, I mean, she should at least be 39. If you guys remember, her 38th birthday was in the movie, the Dragon Ball Z movie, Battle of Gods. But now she should be at least, and Mai should be older than her. She should be older than Bulma, but younger than her parents. Her parents are probably 60 or 50, 60 or 70. 50, 60 or 70 at least, because she's probably in her 50s. I mean, she was already an adult when we first met her in Dragon Ball, and now she's a child back again in Dragon Ball Super and in the movies. It's pretty crazy, but I like it. Anyway, overall, this episode was pretty nice. Overall, I give it my opinion. I give it a thumbs up because we get to see more. Because we get to see more to the story. We get to see some surprises and some headway, some hope, and we get to see some more character development for Mai in the future. And we get to see So when we see future Mai again, I can't wait to see it. Overall, that's my opinion. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin. You on Dragon Ball Super episode 50, 51. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thank you. I'm out. Bye.